story, Nigerian youths have been charged to play a critical role in nation building for the betterment of the country. Speaking at the third edition of the Post-University Degree Summit 2025 at the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Citizenship and Leadership, Ms. Rinsola Abiola, urged youth to leverage internet and social media for learning, networking, and accessing opportunities. I encourage you to use technology to support your growth with online courses, connecting with mentors, or exploring job opportunities. This will help you live an impactful life and contribute to nation building, she said. But don't let excessive social media use derail your focus. There is a time for everything, and this is your time to gain valuable skills and build a solid foundation for your future. Abiola explained that the Renewed Hope administration under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is deeply committed to supporting young people to fulfill their dreams. First, the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, an interest-free loan program, was established to support students in tertiary institutions with tuition fees, she said. For those of you who require support, NEL Fund can provide the finances you need to advance your education and leadership potential. Secondly, the new National Youth Internship Program, NYIP, National Talent Exports Program, NATEP, the Youth Bank, and many other opportunities are there for young people to take advantage of. She stressed that the initiatives were designed to remove barriers and create opportunities for youth to thrive. Also speaking at the occasion, the Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Olushola Kehinde, described the summit as a societal engagement, saying that it is an avenue for the students to choose a good mentor. Kehinde, was represented by Professor Olusegun Oguntoke, said that the participants have come to acquire skills and knowledge beyond formal education certificates. In his keynote address, the Global President, Ambassador Oladipe Gbadamosi, represented by the Global Vice President, urged the students to be job creators instead of job seekers. He added that the objective of the summit was to encourage the students to be entrepreneurs and also give back to the university. Federal government tasking youths on nation building and hinging on youths leveraging internet and online courses. Now, before I ask your opinion on this, recently we know that there was a hike in tariff, and then before it gets data, now you have to consider it like a project. In fact, the average Nigerian has to plan enough before it gets to. So how do you then encourage the youths to leverage on a system that was suddenly hiked? How do we correlate these two?
Well, to a common Nigerian youth, it will be very difficult for a common Nigerian youth to access the internet owing to the increase in tariff. Okay. Because if I recharge MTN 700, it gives me 1.2 gig. So if it in less than or in let's say in 2-3 hours, that bundle would have reduced. I get it. Yeah. So the government should talk to the body responsible for provision of these services, to return the tariff back to its normal buy, so that the common Nigerian youth can access it, because the hike of that tariff will affect its usage. I get it. It is only those who are buoyant enough to accommodate that tariff that can have access to the internet. A lot of people have opted to maybe go for places where there are free Wi-Fi or these free Wi-Fi services to stay.
There are free Wi-Fi services?
Yes, there is. In my area, there is. There's a free Wi-Fi service where a person will go to the service provider and provide it and install it in an area and just remit and give 200 to people within 7 days. You use. But that will only give maybe 2% to the common Nigerian. But I have to go to the area where there is that free network. But if I don't have access to that free network, I'll be limited. My access to the internet will be limited owing to the hike in tariff. So the bodies responsible for this tariff should be talked to reduce it back to its normal, or probably reduce the tariff system.
So as a human resource coach, youth and nation building, what's your thought on it?
Youth, because it takes an educated and a prospective youth to build the nation. Nation building has to do with people. And basically it has to do with the youth, because the youth is the future of the nation. So the government should look into empowering the youth, because the future of this country depends on the youth. So youth empowerment should be looked into critically by the government. In doing that, we are building the future of this country.
Let's future. Yes. Somebody will say, when will this future come? Because we'll be hearing that we are the futures of tomorrow.
Yes.
And someone like, when is this tomorrow coming?
Future. The future is tomorrow.
Okay. Tomorrow is tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. And future, sometimes we don't get into the future by accident.
Okay.
We work to get into the future. The future becomes a future when you work yourself into it.
Because I remember one of the slogans we use on ATN for business news is the best of the is to create it.
Yeah, you create your future. So you enter into a future. Your future becomes a future when you've been able to create it from now.
Okay.
So your future will not become your future if you don't create it. It will become like the normal day.
Let's look at future in the terms of an architect who's drawing a house.
Yes, that's it. That's the best way of defining the future.
The architect needs tools to get that structure.
Yes.
Nigerian youths, I'm not calling them Nigerian youths in general. Do you think they are equipped enough to navigate with these tools in creating the future?
They are not well equipped. The equipping of this youth is not potent. It's not strong.
Okay.
So once the youth is equipped, or once they are equipped, they become a machinery.
Okay.
That will empower and bring about development in all spheres of the economy and the nation. So the tools for equipping the youth, it's all encompassing.
Is it education?
Education is primarily
the
key factor in equipping the youth. So once the educational system is progressive, I use the word progressive, because the world is evolving. If we don't evolve with the trend of technology and science, we'll be backward. So the government should look at the education system and see to it that the educational system of this country is progressive, is advancing with the way the other global world is advancing. So with that, the youth will be empowered.
Let me one more question. Let me look at the role of the youth in nation building and the government and system.
Yes.
How can the youth affect? Because youth, it definitely takes someone who is in power to effect change.
Definitely.
So
definitely.
Are we going to separate the youth from the government? Because we can't put the whole load on the government and also
both of them have a role to play. If the government is not forthcoming, I shouldn't blame the government completely on the failure of their responsibility to me as a youth. I have a role to play in growing myself to become a better citizen of the country. Are you getting me? I should look for opportunities. I should sort for opportunities to grow my mental capacity, to grow my emotional capacity, to grow my social capacity as a youth. So that's why I say it's two ways. The government have a role to play. The youth also have a role to play, because the government, their job is to provide the structure, the system. Mine is to plug into it and utilize it for my benefit, that in turn will benefit the government and the nation. So it's a two-way thing. It's something the government have their part to play. I have my part to play. So once we play our part collectively, then we're talking about nation building.